response to NP's tools on the unofficial Radicon channel on YouTube.
I decided to do this response because I thought that maybe some people like me who have limited funds would like to see how kit bashing is possible. Everything here I got for basically $5 or under, and let's give it a start. Cheap screwdrivers, everything you need to take apart figures, pry things apart, whatnot. Cheap set, found it at a garage sale for a couple bucks. Useful. Anyway, next. The dollar store is the greatest place to find stuff. Got a set of scalpels or knives or whatever you want to call them. You can see that, $2. All different size heads for getting into different spots. Comes with tweezers, a few different handles. Great for the heavier scratch building, cutting parts apart, or cutting stuff apart so you can glue them onto other parts. Next, one of the more expensive things, Super Putty. I got this while I was actually looking for Mighty Putty. Mighty Putty is $20, but comes with a greater quantity. I don't have the funds to spend $20 on putty, so I bought this stuff. Comes in the 3 tubes, same idea, mix the colors till it's one uniform color, and let it sit on whatever piece you want to, and it'll work. So far, at least. Haven't had any problems with it. Cheap paintbrushes. Also, cheap from the dollar store, $1.25. Good for different sizes to paint, everything from eyes to full body parts. Alright, next, rubbing alcohol. Use this to strip the paint off the parts you're going to use for repainting, etc. I use 70% because it's less harmful to the figure and really cheap. So, $1.99 at the drugstore. What also is good with this, Ziploc container. Throw all the rubbing alcohol in there, let your parts sit for a bit, and then scrub off the paint when it's done. Another great thing, tape. Got painter's tape for covering parts, and masking tape. Masking tape holds a little bit better and will prevent more from leaking. This is just cheap. I don't know, found it useful. Gloves. Gloves, great for when you're doing using the putties, because then you don't get it on your hands. Also for painting, then you don't get paint on your hands, and you don't get your hands being stuck blue like mine were for a week. Also good for masking off parts. Sticky tack. Good for those parts where you can't get tape. It's really strong, durable. You can get paint in it and kind of crush it around. Good. I just kind of leave mine out on my desk. Still good. Sometimes use it to put behind posters if you want as well. It's good. On to my actual boxes of tools in these little organized trays, which were also cheap. Got them at dollar store as well. Got all my regular stuff like some cheap extra pieces of sandpaper. Do most of my sanding with these nail files. They're very fine. They don't leave too many scratch marks. Good. A coarse sponge. Good for getting the paint off after you let it sit in your rubbing alcohol. Doesn't scratch up your figure too much, and I found it works great. Another dollar store. Tweezers. This is great for if you can grab pins, pull them out with. It's also got the little cutting part for cutting bigger pieces. I'd still use the X-Acto knives or whatever you want, scalpels or whatever you call them. But good for pulling out pins, holding stuff. Old toothbrush. Washed. Not being brushed with anymore. Another thing, great for getting the paint off pieces after you've let them sit in rubbing alcohol. Very, very fine. And doesn't scratch at all. Great for the smaller spots like in the holes and around the eye sockets. Another couple small screwdrivers. I've had these since I was a child. Helpful. Protractor. No other good use than poking out pins and stabbing holes if you really need them. Alright, got the last 2 containers here. Use these to hold all the spare parts I have that could be used in the future for kit bashing projects. Got everything from used old Transformer parts to gargoyle figures to Biker Mice from Mar helmet, Gundam parts, Batman cape, what else? Just random missiles and stuff. Got some twist ties from the figure boxes. These things are great for holding down parts while spraying or tying things up to get sprayed. Speaking of spraying, this is what I use to paint my figures usually. This stuff was recommended by none other than Nemesis Predaking. I haven't had a problem with these. I found the better of the two to be the Krylon outdoor spaces. I have had no problem with parts rubbing and any of this getting chipped off at all. Krylon Fusion says it's for plastics, not as good as outdoor spaces, but still great. That's basically it. Again, there's a little jump into my next project, which is actually going to be on, hopefully, handed into NP's contest. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, make sure to check out the unofficial Radicon YouTube channel. NP did an amazing job getting all sorts of information together, everything from the start to finish of a couple of his kit bashes, different mods you can do to animated figures, his tools, which are much nicer than mine, and he's just done a great job with helping people like me get this started. Alright, I hope this was helpful. Sorry for the video quality and my voice sounding like Kermit the Frog. I'm using a point and shoot. My camera got dropped in the lake. Doesn't really work anymore. And keep on checking out the unofficial Radicon channel, and check out my channel at youtube.com/OhSlag. Thanks.